Growing up traditional is like one of the coolest things. And sometimes it's so hard because I watch children beginning not to grow up with those traditions. But our stories is a way of teaching. It is how we teach. We tell the stories. And once somebody said to me, oh, it's nice, but what about the history? I'm like, they're in the stories. Listen to the stories, and you'll hear the way of our people. And we needed to teach these lessons. So this is a very important one. So I'm going to ask everyone to breathe with me. Plant and animal live together in a place all of their own. Oh, plant would take and press her roots deep into the moist Aki earth, and then thrust her stems up into the warm air, and soon branches would begin to grow, and leaves would bloom, and then fruit, the most glorious fruit you have ever seen. And then animal would come, he would eat the fruit, and plant did not mind. You see, she birthed the fruit and gave it to the animal and to each and every one of us freely. And they lived there together for some time, and it was good. But one day, you're not going to believe this, animal woke up. He started thinking on his own. I can't believe this. This is ridiculous. I am animal. I am superior to plant. Plant, doesn't show me the proper respect. She thinks she's equal to me. As all of you can agree with me, that's ridiculous, right? She's not my equal. I want you to think about it and think hard. I, animal, am strong. I am active. Plant. She's weak and passive. Just stands there. I, animal, can move about. Plant, stuck in one place. So surely you agree with me. I am the natural ruler of this land, right? And so you agree. I'm going to take this opportunity to talk to Plant right now. Plant, I am the natural ruler. I am superior to you. All you do is stay in one place. I am amazing. I can do many things, and you stand there. And so from henceforth, I want you to do this whenever I approach you. I want you to acknowledge my superiority. I want you to bow down, spread your branches on Aki, the earth, to show me honor. Now, Plant doesn't like to quarrel. And she doesn't really care if Animal thinks he's in charge or not. But if Animal thinks that she is going to bow down, spread her branches, that's unnatural. She can't do that. It's quite impossible. Only a strong wind could blow her kind of down. But that animal is not a strong wind. He's a bunch of hot air. So Plant does what plants do. She pushed her roots deeper into Aki, and she thrust off more stems, and the branches began to grow. An animal looked over and thought to himself, oh, she's gonna pay for this. She disobeyed me. I'm gonna teach her a lesson, that foolish plant. And he was filled with rage, and he showed his teeth, and he flexed his claws, and he let out a hideous scream. And then he leapt upon the plant, and he chewed and bit and scratched and pulled and broke every piece of that plant until it was just a pile of rubble laying on the ground. He said, I'm cool, I did it, I'm in power, ooh, ooh, watch me, I'm the best, ooh, ooh. You're nothing, I got it going. And that's how Plant went all day, running around, screaming how he was the greatest, the most powerful, had dominion over Aki the earth. That night when he went to sleep, he had good dreams about him and his power. The next morning he woke up, he was still like dancing around, screaming, I'm in charge, I'm the best, I rule. But all of a sudden he had this pain in his stomach. And he said, whoo, it's time to get me something to eat. And he headed over to Plant. And he looked, and she was just a pile of rubble. And he thought, oh, surely there's something else to eat in this place. And he ran from place to place, but there was nothing. And he ran back, and he tore it apart, and he was looking for a morsel. And there was nothing. Nothing left. Not one shred of food for him. And he sat down on his haunches, and he said, I have been so foolish. I have been so proud that I have made a grave mistake. I have ruined what kept me alive. What can I do, Plant? And he pushed around, but Plant was gone. And he laid down and he started to weep and wail. And the tears flowed from his face, and they touched Aki, and they floated all the way down to the roots. And when the roots felt the tears, they knew what to do. They began to grow, and they thrust up the stems, and the branches grew, and the leaves came, and it happened quickly, but not quick enough, for an animal was skin and bones. He was emaciated. He was dying. And Plant had fruit, but he could not lift one paw up. He could not lift himself up. And he knew that he was finished. But Plant worked herself down, and she bent her branch to place the fruit into his jaws. And he ate, and as he ate, life began to move through his body once again. And when Animal could sit, he thought about one thing. He thought about how he can only destroy. He could only take away life. There are others that give life. He thought about how a plant did not hold against him what he had done to her, but she gave freely, just like all the plants do for each of us. When I grew up and just young, our elders taught us something so simple. They said, Aki, the Earth Mother, gives us everything we want. Can we agree? She gives us fresh nip water. She gives us food, nourishment. She gives us shelter. She gives us clothes. And she asks for us to respect her and care for her. And that the thing that we forget is we need all of that stuff, don't we, to stay alive? Yes? Do you truly believe that she needs you and I? Our elders told us one day she will grow tired of us and she will shake so hard she will throw us off like the fleas that we are. We have to protect the gifts that she gave us and see them as gifts, not as something to take and destroy. And that is why sometimes you meet our people and we live differently. Wanishi.